Hello YouTube and welcome to Matt's House of Horror. This is an announcement video. I have a lot of announcements to make and I haven't uploaded in a while because now, for me, not for anyone else, but for me, for some reason, the school I go to wanted me to do another class for the summer. Okay, well at least for June, just June. Yeah, I've been busy with school, so I haven't uploaded in a while. But, nonetheless, I want to make some announcements. The first one is, I'm going to have 2 new podcasts coming out. The first one, I don't know what it is. Me and Christian are still figuring out what we're going to do with for this one, what's it going to be called and everything. We just know it's going to be a podcast. But the second one is the one I'm more excited for. It is called the Dark World Podcast. It is about all the paranormal things, all the strange and creepy things that go on around in the world. And yeah, it's going to be one of those podcasts. So here's a story behind this. Me and Christian, we were wanted to do this podcast. I wanted to do the podcast for a long time, for a long time. I asked him if he wanted to do it. He said yes, but here's a little story, a little good story. He wanted to do this. He wanted to have, we're in like the middle of the podcast, we have episodes where just talk about so-called daily things because, it's because he said so we don't stay on one topic, which I explained to him about that. This podcast is not for everybody. It's only for those who are interested in paranormal things and and creepy things and stuff like that. If you're not interested in that, this podcast is not for you. Well, I haven't explained to him yet, but I am gonna explain this to him though. I do plan on talking to him, but so another podcast I'm gonna plan. So then that's what's gonna lead to our other podcast, which that will be about daily things and almost like a news podcast. I don't know what we're gonna call it. I just know that I was talking to, I was discussing it and stuff like that, and I just decided, and it's I was discussing it with, I had, because I was because at first I was okay with it, okay, we'll do in the middle of the podcast we'll do episodes like that, but then I remember I watched podcasts where they do that, where they talk about something like paranormal things or maybe just daily things and stuff like that, or stuff like that. Okay, actually, no, never mind. It was only just for paranormal podcasts. But then in some episodes, they just decided to talk about just things that weren't paranormal or creepy or anything, and that apparently confused the audience, and it it's confusing because they did that first, and then they talk about more paranormal stuff, and it's just really confusing. So what I'm gonna tell Christian is that unless we take a break, because we have to edit more things, or we have to do something, or family crisis, or whatever reason, we just take a 1 month, a month-long break or something like that. That's the only time and then we do an episode talk about why we took a break. That's probably the only time we would do an episode talk about just daily things. But the rest is just paranormal and just creepy things. And I got a lot of things to talk about. But then of course, like I said, we have another podcast. Then another thing I want to do, it's possibly going to happen today. I'm going to review the movie Warcraft because I'm going to stream it online. Because I don't think it's worth wasting money on, because it doesn't look like it's going to be worth wasting money on. I got to be honest though, don't expect me to say, oh, it's just like the game, because I've never played World of Warcraft. It's only been recently that I've been turned into a huge gamer, and I've been watching gaming videos and stuff like that. But I have not played World of Warcraft, so don't expect me to be like, I'm not gonna be watching it and be like, oh, you know how lots of people expect to be that are gonna watch it, like that they're gonna say, oh, this might be like the video game, but it might not be, because I've never played the game. I've actually, I've watched people play the game, possibly watched a lot enough, maybe that I might know about the game, but I've not played it myself. And then I'm also going to review, and then maybe I'm going to review, like I was just going to say, the movie. I do think it's going to be good enough that anybody should just spend their money and see it in the theater, because it looks like it might be good to see in the theater, is The Conjuring 2. I love the first Conjuring, and I also love the new Annabelle movie. Not many people like that movie, but I like it. It's a really cool movie. I think it is. So, after the Conjuring ended, and Annabelle happened, the Annabelle movie happened, stuff like that. And I heard that they're making a Conjuring 2 and stuff like that. It made me excited, because it's just that, the first one, to me, the first one, I can watch the first one over and over again and not get tired of it. So, it made me super excited that they're making a second one, which is amazing, because, and it's also amazing that they're not replacing Patrick Wilson and James Wan and any of the cast or anything, even though they're bringing in new cast members. They're not replacing a lot of the crew that worked on the original, which is a good thing, because if you make a sequel, you want to keep the original cast and everybody of the original cast, else it's just not a good movie. So, another movie I'm gonna probably review would probably be Independence Day Insurgent. Actually, not even a probability. It's going to be a definitely. I will review Independence Day Resurgent, because I grew up with the original Independence Day movie, and I can watch that movie any day and not get tired of it, just like the first Conjuring. So it made me excited again that they're making another one, and it looks so freaking amazing. So I'm gonna review that one. Of course, I'll also review The Purge Election Year, which someday I'll release the video. Someday I'll release that video. It's on my top 10 anticipated horror movies of 2016. That movie I've been waiting all summer for. Actually, not even summer. All 2015 for, because. So yeah. Because I like the first one, but I love the second one even more. So I'm hoping this election year is really good. But the movie I say crosses the line when it comes to reviewing would be the new Ghostbusters. I am not going to review that one. I do not plan to see it in any way. I'm just going to, because my uncle and sister, they like to go see some new movies. I'm gonna let them tell me their opinion. If they both say it's dumb or something, I'm just gonna take their opinion and just okay, it's not good. So yeah, I will not review that movie. It's too bad though, because that movie has such cool merchandise. I collect figurines. that I find to be collectible. They have so many figurines, like of the classic like Slimer and the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man from the original movie, which I think is amazing. I would buy those, but I wouldn't buy the newer ones, like the newer Ghost ones. But I would buy like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man one and the Slimer figure. But the thing I'm gonna review, and I am waiting patiently until it possibly comes to a store near me, or when Amazon gets more or something like that, is, wait for it, the Hi-C Ecto Cooler. Okay, I am 16 years old, so I did not grow up in the 80s. But I heard from so many adults that Ecto Cooler was a big, massive success in the 80s. It was one of the coolest drinks, even though it may just seem like a simple citrus juice. It's still, I heard, it's amazing. If it's a simple juice, then I'm sure it probably won't have made as much money as it did back in the 80s and early 90s, until they took it off the shelves. And I was like, whoa, so this juice must be amazing, because, I mean, it might just taste like simple orange citrus juice, but you just gotta think how successful it was back in 80s and early 90s. So when I heard Hi-C was actually re-releasing Ecto Cooler and for like a limited time, I was nostalgic, because, and I already watched people drink it, and they say it tastes just like the original does, and that's what I think. And a lot of people say this. Somebody who's not grown up with it, like me, even though I kind of know probably tastes good, probably say, "Oh, it's just simple orange juice. I don't get what the big hype is about." But for a lot of you who grew up with it, they knew what it would be like. I don't know what it's like, but I've heard what it was like from so many sources that it, it's, I kind of do, but I don't know fully what it's like. I just kind of know what it's like. So, yeah, when Walmart gets like a big pack of the boxes, the juice boxes, I don't care about. I will try the soda can ones, because of course that's gonna have more of it in it. But I heard that it would probably be best to have the juice box form, because that's the form it was made as back in 80s and early 90s. So when that happens and I get my hands on some, before I take a drink of any of it, I will record it and say my thoughts and stuff like that. And so yeah. And I heard that Cinemark, a movie theater, which is probably the one we're probably going to go see Conjuring 2 in, which I'm going to go see in theaters Friday, they also are selling Ecto Cooler, which I think is amazing. You don't get, I mean, if they have it at the theater, if I'm going to a Cinemark theater and they have it there, it would be amazing, because it's not like every time it's like cool, because not only am I going to go see a horror movie, which I guarantee will probably be amazing, I'm also going to probably have an amazing drink that I heard a lot of people who collect things, like collect horror memorabilia, have collected, they saved it. I know a lot of people who like to save drinks. They don't drink it, but they save it because it's it has a collector value to it. I know a lot of people who do that. Actually, before me and my dad started hating the Dallas Cowboys, back I think from the 80s or 90s or something, he bought a Coke, but it was a collector bottle of the Dallas Cowboys. And he has it, and it still has the Coke inside of it, but we haven't touched it, but it's in the case that's back there. So yeah. So a lot of people do that, and it's like a horror collectible almost now. So yeah, I'm hoping it's at Cinemark, but I will find a way to get a pack of either the soda cans or the juice boxes. But either way, look out for the reviews and look out for the first episode of the Dark World podcast. And remember to like this video and please subscribe. And I'll see you next time in the shadows. Goodbye.